Well, Sony giving the okay to select theatres to show the movie The Interview on Christmas Day. Remember, Sony originally pulled the film following threats in the wake of the massive hack on the company. And it's still not 100% clear who was behind the hack. Well, the FBI says it was North Korea. But your next guest has some serious doubts. Vinnie Troyer of Nightline Security joins us now. Why are you having doubts, Vinnie?
I think realistically, all the evidence doesn't point. None of the evidence points to North Korea. I mean, what the FBI has announced is circumstantial at best, and anybody could use the same tools or the same information that they did and come up with that. Come up with North Korea.
Yeah, you know, I've heard the same thing. I got an email from a guy that's the CEO of a cybersecurity company, and he said Sony would have something to gain from blaming North Korea too, because you could use maybe a force majeure act of war. Maybe it'd be harder to sue Sony if they said, hey, it was a foreign sovereign state that came after us.
Yeah, and potentially too. I mean, this is also a great PR situation. I mean, it could be a stunt. I mean, they could have come forward and say, you know what, North Korea hacked us. They're behind it, and also we have this movie about North Korea, and now they pulled the movie. Now it's back on, and people who may not have wanted to see the movie are probably going to go see the movie now.
And what about that massive internet outage in North Korea yesterday? I mean, the two of us immediately looked at each other and was like, well, how many people actually have the internet anyway in North Korea? But that's a different subject. But is there any possibility that the US government, despite denials, was actually behind that?
I think so. I mean, a denial of service attack isn't very difficult to pull off. I mean, it just comes down to bombarding the target computers. And when you look at the type of force needed to bombard North Korea's internet or their 1,000 IP addresses, which really isn't much, it wouldn't take anything to do it. And so now you have, you know, the U.S. making a response against North Korea saying they're going to respond again, and things are really kind of heating up.
From what you've seen, was this a very sophisticated cyber attack? I've heard people suggest that it wasn't. It's just that Sony's defenses were that bad that it looks like some grand attack. I mean, we know they got a lot, but it didn't seem like it was protected well.
No, and there was an FBI informant recently that came out and said that Sony's been compromised for the last 6 years or so, and it's just the same recycled hack that keeps going on, and that's what keeps compromising Sony.
Let's not forget. I mean, I don't know if your boys use PlayStation.
Exactly.
Sony's had their PlayStation network knocked out a couple times in the last few years.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So in this situation, I mean, all evidence really does point back to some sort of insider, probably a disgruntled employee of some sort. And when you look at the type of information that was stolen, you know, emails, personal, you know, financial documents and things like that, somebody really needed to know where these documents were, you know, how to get them and what to even look for.
And do you think we're getting even closer to trying to find out exactly who is behind the hack, or is it possible that we'll never actually know?
I don't know. That's going to be tough. I mean, there's really no way of knowing if we're going to be able to pinpoint it to one specific person or one specific group. But I mean, the type of information that was stolen would indicate that somebody from the inside, and so that would probably be the way to start looking.
Okay, Vinnie, thank you very much for joining us. Still a lot of questions that need answers.